Enable the administrator account in Windows. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. You may already be thinking, but I have an administrator account. It's what I log in with all the time. In reality, you don't. What you have is what I often refer to as an administrator capable account. If you compare that with its alternative, the limited user account, the difference really boils down to when you get the UAC prompt, the user account control prompt. If you are administrator capable, all you have to do is click OK. If you are limited user, then you actually need to provide some additional administrative credentials in order to do whatever administrative thing, whatever thing it is that requires administrative privileges. However, as it turns out, there's another way. It's not a way that's enabled by default, and you'll see why here in a minute, but it's a way that you can turn on and use so that you are actually, truly, constantly the administrator of your machine without UAC coming up. Let's go turn that on. So I'm over here in Windows 10. You'll notice I have two accounts displayed on this machine that I can sign in with. I'll go ahead and sign in with this one. We'll start by running an administrative command prompt. There's UAC right there, and you can tell that I'm running with an administrator capable account simply because I don't have to supply a password. The magic is actually one simple command. Net user administrator /active : yes. Now, later, if you want to turn this off, which you actually may want to do, obviously then it's going to be the same command except with the yes replaced with a no. It does very little visually, right? There's no big thing that's changed here. But if we sign out, we'll see that there's now a subtle difference. Here we are back in the sign-in page, and now there's a third account here, administrator. This account now has been enabled and you can sign in using it. I'm going to click on it. Here's the big issue that you need to be aware of if you enable the administrator account. By default, it has no password. So all you need to do is click on administrator and click on sign in. And all of a sudden, you are now signed into your machine as the actual administrator. The first time you do this, like we're seeing here, it's going to go through the original out-of-box experience thing to set things up for that specific login account. I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions. Okay, everything looks the same, right? There really isn't much visual difference here. But if now I decide to run Windows PowerShell admin, well, it didn't even prompt me because I'm already fully enabled and fully administrator capable right now. So the first thing you want to do if you decide to enable the administrator account is to set a password. As you saw, by default, anybody can walk up to this machine right now and sign in as the administrator, and they can do anything they want, and they don't need a password to do it. So we'll go ahead and hit Settings, Accounts. Administrator is who I am. Sign in options. Password. Doesn't have a password. I need to add one. So we'll go ahead and add one. This brings up a dialog that we actually don't see very often these days. And hit next. Next time you sign in, use your new password. So all that really means is then that when we sign out, we will still have the three accounts listed here, but I can click on administrator, and now indeed I have to supply that password before I can sign in. So the ultimate question I think that people have is, why would I use this? And honestly, normally you don't. Remember, with an administrator capable account, you can do almost all the things you would ever need to do, potentially by having to respond to a UAC prompt But that's it. There generally is no need to run the complete administrator account. That's why it's disabled by default. However, there are some recovery scenarios, there are some diagnostic scenarios, and there are some scenarios where if you just find yourself having to do a whole bunch of quote unquote administrative stuff over a period of time, it's a little bit easier. But honestly, most of the time you don't need it. However, if you do, now you know how to turn it on and secure it. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/170746. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.